you want to build something meaningful, something lasting, something powerful, you must understand one rule above all others. Focus ignores the noise. The world will never be quiet for you. It will never pause its distractions, silence its critics, or remove its temptations just so you can concentrate. If you are waiting for perfect silence to begin your rise, you will wait forever. Noise is everywhere. Opinions, comparisons, notifications, doubt, fear, trends, drama, other people's urgency, other people's expectations. The noise is not just outside of you. It also lives inside your head. It whispers shortcuts. It invites distraction. It tempts you to react instead of build. And every time you give it attention, you pay with progress. Focus is expensive. It costs you comfort. It costs you popularity. It costs you immediate gratification. But what it gives in return is power. When you focus, you concentrate your energy on one direction, long enough for momentum to form. You stop scattering your efforts across 10 half-finished attempts and instead pour everything into one deliberate move. Most people are not failing because they lack ability. They are failing because they are dividing their attention. They start one thing, then hear about another opportunity. They commit to a plan, then see someone else's results and switch directions. They begin building quietly, then get pulled into reacting loudly. That is how potential gets diluted. Focus requires discipline of attention. It means choosing what deserves your mental space and refusing to negotiate with distractions. It means you understand that every yes to noise is a no to your progress. Every minute spent arguing, scrolling, comparing, or reacting is a minute stolen from your craft. The truth is simple. Noise is urgent, but focus is important. Noise demands reaction. Focus demands patience. Noise is loud. Focus is quiet. Noise gives you quick emotional spikes. Focus gives you long-term results. If you chase the loudest signal in the room, you will constantly move but rarely advance. To ignore the noise does not mean you are unaware of it. It means you are unmoved by it. Criticism will come. Doubters will speak. Trends will rise and fall. Opportunities will glitter. But if your direction is clear, you will not change course every time someone shouts from the sidelines. You will not defend yourself at every accusation. You will not chase every new thing that sparkles. When your focus is sharp, distractions become background blur. You hear them, but they do not lead you. You see them, but they do not control you. Your goals become heavier than your impulses. Your vision becomes louder than outside opinions. Think about the people who achieve extraordinary results. They are not the ones constantly explaining themselves. They are not the ones reacting to every criticism. They are not the ones fighting every comment. They are working, quietly, consistently, repeating the same disciplined actions while others debate, complain, or switch lanes. Focus is repetition with intention. It is showing up again and again, even when applause is absent. It is doing the same small actions long enough for them to compound. And compounding requires time. Time requires stability. Stability requires ignoring noise. The noise will try to convince you that you are behind. It will show you someone else's highlight and compare it to your practice. It will suggest that you should be further, faster, better. But focus does not compare timelines, it compares actions. Did you execute today? Did you improve today? Did you stay aligned with your direction today? That is the only scoreboard that matters. When you react emotionally to noise, you lose rhythm, and rhythm is everything. Success is not built in bursts of motivation. It is built in controlled, consistent effort. Every time you allow distraction to break your rhythm, you reset your progress. You start over mentally. You waste energy rebuilding concentration. Focus is a shield. It protects your mental energy from being drained by unnecessary battles. Not every opinion deserves your response. Not every invitation deserves your attendance. Not every opportunity deserves your pursuit. Focus filters. It asks one question: does this move me closer to my objective? If the answer is no, it is noise. This is not about being cold or disconnected. It is about being intentional. When you are building something meaningful, you must protect your attention like it is currency, because it is. Attention is the raw material of achievement. Where your attention goes, your effort follows. Where your effort follows, results grow. If your attention is scattered, your results will be scattered. If your attention is disciplined, your results will align. The world rewards depth more than it rewards distraction. Mastery requires immersion. Immersion requires silence of reaction. Focus also means you are willing to be misunderstood for a season. When you stop reacting to everything, some people will think you are distant. When you stop participating in every conversation, some will think you are disengaged. When you refuse to chase every trend, some will think you are slow. But while they are forming opinions, you are forming results. Noise is addictive because it gives instant validation. Focus is powerful because it gives lasting impact. One feeds your ego, the other feeds your future. You must choose which one you want to nourish. There will be days when the noise is especially loud, when criticism feels personal, when distractions feel tempting, when boredom tries to pull you away from your task. That is when your discipline matters most, because focus is not tested in silence. It is tested in chaos. An unfocused mind seeks stimulation. A focused mind seeks progress. One chases excitement. The other builds endurance. And endurance is what carries you further than talent alone ever could. If you train your mind to return to the task every time it drifts, you strengthen your ability to concentrate under pressure. Every moment you resist distraction is a repetition. Every repetition builds mental muscle. Over time, what once felt difficult becomes natural. You stop fighting for attention. You command it. Remember this: the loudest voice in the room is rarely the most productive. The busiest person is not always the most effective. Movement is not the same as progress. Only directed effort creates advancement. Focus simplifies decisions. It reduces confusion. When you know your direction, options become clearer. You no longer ask, "What should I do next?" You ask, "What supports my goal?" That clarity eliminates hesitation. Ignore the noise long enough, and something interesting happens. The same people who doubted begin to notice. The same distractions that once tempted you lose their power. The same chaos that once overwhelmed you becomes manageable. Not because the world changed, but because your attention strengthened. Your future does not require your reaction to every external event. It requires your commitment to internal consistency. Show up, do the work, refine your craft, repeat, let others debate, let others react, let others chase attention, you chase execution. Focus ignores the noise because it understands something deeper. Noise is temporary, but direction defines destiny. If you can hold your attention steady while everything around you competes for it, you become dangerous in the best way. You become someone who finishes. And the ones who finish, who stay locked in long after the excitement fades, who continue moving forward without responding to every distraction, are the ones who eventually stand at distances others only talked about reaching.